I'm going back to, that our first question that, when we talked about, digital first pandemic. So now, that one more challenge that, we as a marketeer that are facing, that because everything is going digital, it's become very, very cluttered.
Yeah.
And it's very difficult to, to stand out, with the message that you want to give to your, audience. And especially, that, if I refer to, again, the SMB, pre-pandemic, trade exhibition used to be, that one of the key platform, to interact with the customer, to sell their product. But now, due to the pandemic, the exhibition is stopped. And they're struggling, how to go from, offline to online and how to digitize their overall marketing operation. So what's your, thought? Especially first thing is that, how we can stand out in this clutter.
Yeah. So like we started off, yes, this pandemic accelerated the push towards digital for everyone. So not just SMBs, but consumer businesses, even enterprise businesses. Because of this situation that we find ourselves in, it has accelerated the pace of digital adoption, whether we like it or not.
Yeah.
So, it's a reality that yes, digital will form a bigger chunk of even the business transaction proportion going further. Now that we have experienced digital in this 1.5 years. Coming back to the story of SMBs, because they have been very tuned to the offline ways of marketing, trade shows, road shows, and exhibitions and all. I think you still need to step back and look at the basics of building your plans, which is to go back and say, who is your audience? Define them as much as you can. Where can you reach these across platforms? And when I say across platforms, it should be omni-channel platforms. It is not purely digital. As and when opportunities emerge of having presence in offline, you would have presence in offline. But in present scenario, maybe look at more digital platforms. What is your proposition for them? And lastly, how best you can actually make them appreciate your offering. So the starting point, Arindam, still remains defining who your audience is, and as much as in detail you can do. Then fundamentally be very clear of your objective. If your objective is to drive awareness and consideration for a product or a service that you offer, reach within the audience becomes a key metric. And that too at a certain frequency, so that you can create impact and hence push the audience to act. Now, digital allows you to retarget based on response that different segments have given you. And you can actually build your content based on the kind of response you are getting, so that you can actually retarget the audience who responded to you in the first go to drive them down the funnel.
Yeah.
At the same time, what it gives you an opportunity, Arindam, is that you can expand your target customer base by mirroring the audience which has responded to you.
Yeah.
So it's a more of a audience first approach, which is the programmatic approach, where you build the audience who is most likely to respond to you. And at the same time, earlier, putting across one content piece for everyone is no longer that relevant or that impactful. You need to have content in different formats based on the platforms your audience is. It is not about creating one digital content piece and running it on every platform. It is adapting to the platform. Most often, videos are generating far greater response.
Exactly.
But fundamentally, I would say most importantly, the biggest transition that everyone has to make and is making in some or the other way, I think, is irrespective of the objective and the results. Build your own database of consumers, customers, and potential customers, and keep refining them with every campaign that you do. Because this is what digital allows you to do very effectively and very efficiently at relatively lower costs. These SMBs would realize that over a period of time, if I were to put it more responsive and a reliable customer database, that can help you jumpstart as and when you have a new initiative again. And that is something which is still evolving.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a very